Before the priests of Egypt guarded their tombs, before Plato wrote of the afterlife, there was an older secret, whispered in the sanctuaries of Apollo and carried across the sea by those who had seen death and returned with memory intact. The Greeks called it the Odyssey of the Soul, and it began with a terrifying question. What if dying is not an end, but a mirror that reveals how you lived? They believed that every human being carries within them a hidden map, not drawn on parchment, but encoded in rhythm, memory, and number. The map unfolds only when the body falls silent. Those who have not studied themselves in life wander blind in death, but those who have disciplined their inner world can walk the invisible road that leads beyond the veil. Awake. The journey begins with descent. The soul detaches from the body and moves toward the gate of Lethe, the river of forgetting. Its waters erase memory, identity, and name. To the untrained, this is oblivion. To the philosopher, it is purification, the burning away of excess thought. The first initiation of the Greek mystery schools was designed to imitate this moment while still alive. They taught that wisdom begins only when the mind learns how to die before the body does. After Lethe, the soul enters Hades, the unseen realm. But this is not the hell of later religions. It is a landscape of mirrors. Every choice made in life stands here in form. You meet what you created, not symbolically, but literally. The Greeks called these echoes reflections that look like people but contain only memory. The ignorant cling to them. The trained walk through them. The Pythagoreans said that the soul, once freed from flesh, vibrates according to its internal harmony. A dissonant soul falls into lower currents, bound to repetition. A harmonic soul ascends, drawn toward the sun of pure mind. This was not mysticism, it was science before physics, a doctrine of resonance. The body is matter tuned to frequency. Death changes the instrument, not the music. Above the shadow world rises the lunar gate, ruled by Artemis, goddess of transition. Here the soul reviews its instincts, hunger, anger, desire, fear, every beast that once lived inside it. She is not judge or punisher. She is the hunter who separates tame from wild, showing the soul what must stay behind and what may ascend. Beyond her realm burns the solar gate, guarded by Apollo. Here reason itself is tested. The soul must face the light of truth so intense that every illusion disintegrates. No God saves you here. You either stand transparent or you vanish. This is why Apollo was called Loxias, the oblique one, because his light never flatters. It reveals by burning. When the soul survives the sun, it enters the sphere of the harmonies. This is where the Pythagoreans place the true immortals, not as ghosts, but as minds fully integrated into the cosmic rhythm. Every planet, every star, every vibration is music, and every purified soul joins the universal chord. To them, heaven was not a place, it was precision. But the map does not end with ascent. The circle must close. The soul returns to earth through the gate of the moon again, drinking a measured drop from Lethe to forget its former life. Then it chooses its next incarnation, drawn not by random fate, but by resonance. The ignorant return by necessity. The wise return by choice to teach. Plato preserved fragments of this secret in his Myth of Air, where the soldier who died on the battlefield saw the cosmic spindle turning the fates of all. But what he hinted was older, a doctrine that the Orphics and Pythagoreans guarded for centuries, that life itself is a test of memory. To remember the soul's true nature, even once, is to step off the wheel of compulsion. This is why the ancients built their temples not as tombs, but as diagrams. The columns were not decorations. They represented the pillars of ascent. The inner chamber was the heart, where the initiate would stand between darkness and light, neither body nor spirit, and see. They called that moment anamnesis, which means recollection. It was the opposite of Lethe. The final liberation of the soul was not achieved by escaping life, but by remembering what life truly is, a rhythm of descent and return, of incarnation and revelation. Every true philosopher was, in truth, an apprentice of death. Socrates said it plainly before drinking the hemlock. The philosopher prepares for dying and death all his life. The ignorant saw tragedy. The initiates saw completion. So what does this ancient map demand from you now? It demands that you stop waiting for the end to begin your journey. You are already walking the path beyond death every time you awaken from ignorance, every time you shed a false identity, every time you remember what you were before fear was taught to you. You have crossed Lethe many times in this single life. Every heartbreak, every loss, every silence that burned away a version of you that could no longer continue. Each descent is a rehearsal for return. Each failure is an initiation. Each act of truth is an ascent through Apollo's gate. This is what the ancients tried to tell us before religion simplified it. The gods were never external judges. They were stages of consciousness. Artemis ruled instinct. Apollo ruled clarity. Athena ruled reason. Dionysus ruled release. Together they formed the ladder of purification by which the human rises into divine mind. You are not a creation crawling toward gods. You are a god remembering its creation. The secret map was never hidden in stone. It was hidden in you. When your time comes and the body dissolves, there will be no surprises. Only recognition. You will see the same pattern that guided your life, the same laws that trained your mind, the same gates you opened in moments of courage. Death will not be a stranger. It will be your oldest friend, waiting at the final turn to hand you the mirror and whisper, "Now remember," because the journey never ends in darkness. It ends in light so bright that even the word end disappears. This is the secret map of the soul, and you have been walking it since the day you were born.